r/AskReddit. What is cheap when you're poor and expensive when you're rich? Divorce. If I fail my exams, I will find some blind old rich lady to marry. She will not marry you. You will still smell funny. Anonymity. I really wish this was commented by like you/Elon Musk official. I don't think anyone mildly successful is trying to be an internet jester. A fine if you live in Finland. The richer you are, the more you'll have to pay for a speeding ticket, parking ticket, etc. Same here in Norway. If you're caught with a blood alcohol content higher than the set limit, your fine is usually 1.5 months salary plus jail and loss of license for up to 2 years, depending on how much above you were. In Slovakia you can just pay off the policeman and nothing will happen to you if you are rich, even if the poor find out and protest. Your time. It wasn't until much later in life that I finally understood why some people would rather pay people to clean their houses and do landscaping. It's not that they couldn't do it. It just saves so much time. I'm considering this. $100 to $150 a fortnight to save myself 2-3 hours of labor I hate seems like such an excellent trade-off considering they'd probably be doing a better job than I would. Sending your kids to school. In Canada all the extracurricular activities can be hundreds or thousands depending on how involved your kids are, but all that is covered for my kids due to funding programs for families in the low tax bracket. Huge relief. My daughter is showing interest in gymnastics and I'm able to actually help her get into it. Some schools in America do that too. I remember in high school photography we needed to buy some special paper to develop photos on. The teacher pulled me aside and said she already got it for me because of my financial situation. My situation was a mom who worked full-time and a retired father who still brings in a decent amount every month. We never actually had money problems, but I think because they were elderly and one was retired it looked like we had financial issues. Probably didn't help that I dressed in oversized shirts and sweats most of the time. But that was more of a depression. I have my body kinda deal. Some schools in America do that too. I remember in high school photography we needed to buy some special paper to develop photos on. The teacher pulled me aside and said she already got it for me because of my financial situation. It wasn't the school that did that for you. It was the teacher. She paid for you out of her own pocket. A surprising amount of things. But a low-hanging fruit. Social outings. I'm not particularly poor. But spending $100 is a ton for a night out. That gets drinks, $25. Food, $15. Transport, walking is free. A chauffeur too, maybe up to $40. One time for a charity ball I went to, the door price was probably about $500 plus renting a tuxedo. A kickback with friends is $2 for alcohol with my non-existent tolerance and max of $10 for hitty cheap food. All about finding the best value to enjoyment ratio. Close bracket. $2 for alcohol. As someone who lives in an alcohol tax heaven, how much can $2 get you? Wi-Fi in a hotel. Breakfast in a hotel. The classic conundrum. Continental breakfasts are associated with lower-end hotels, so higher-end hotels tend to avoid them, and instead opt for cute little cafes and breakfast nooks. Property taxes. Since they're based on the value of your home. I wish we had that here in the UK. You could have an average 4-bed family house in the suburbs and a £100 million mansion and they would pay near enough the same tax. Not including stamp duty as that's only relevant when buying selling. Do you not pay council tax? Local rates are determined based on property value. Of course. It sort of caps at 2.5 meters, but hey ho. Friends. They can still be expensive when you're poor. My mom spends money she doesn't have on her friends' MLMs all the time. Just to be supportive. Sounds like those aren't her friends and she's being used. Eating out. When you're poor you find the good deals and even fast food can be filling and a good value. But rich people who go to restaurants once you get drinks and tip and all that, it really adds up. Also just food in general, because if you shop nicer places it costs more. In Germany we say Döner instead of eating, which means you get a Döner to eat. $ist best hair for price filling value. Halal is that in my city, they give you a huge thing of chicken and rice with sauce and a drink for like $6. Best broke lunch out. Paying taxes. Not if you live in the US. It's a bell curve. I don't know enough about economics to make a joke, but there ya go. Spirits. A 1.75 container of vodka in a plastic bottle will set you back about $10 to $15 at my local liquor store. Of course. It's made with grain alcohol and is basically a step up from rubbing alcohol. Rum and whiskey is a bit more expensive. But you can likely find the brand with a name like Jason Samuels or something else derivative for a comparable price. But when you're rich, people want that Johnny Walker Black, I mean blue, label or something that was steeped in oak barrels in Northern Ireland for 5 years and costs as much as a car payment. It's smooth, it tastes great, but surprise. Now you're poor again. And apparently there's bottles of spirits out there that cost as much as some people make in a year. Ha ha ha, I'm sticking to Jim Beam. Though Black Label is still considered to be on the lower end when it comes to whiskey. Over here it would cost you maybe the equivalent of $20 to $22 for a bottle of Johnny Black. I came here to say this. Johnny Black, or green, red, gold, etc. is not nice scotch. I don't even know if it qualifies as mid-tier. Johnny Walker mostly ranges between $25 and $65 for a fifth. Expensive blue goes for a few hundred. Macallan 25 isn't even social occasion booze for rich people and it's $2k. Same with Louis IE cognac at $4k. Special occasion booze goes for tens of thousands per bottle. Like Macallan $50, $40k. To an extent college in the US. I'm probably oversimplifying a lot. But when it comes to FAFSA, a poor family will have a much lower EFC than a rich family. And that can lead to much more grants and scholarships. Good luck if you were lower middle class getting any meaningful funding via FAFSA. Cries in my 2019 report. Wine. Privacy. Weddings. Or any sort of celebration. Really? Is this a riddle? Make it a riddle. You're a riddle. Living within your means. Home security. Sleep. Hobbies. Keeping up with the Joneses. Many people just reach new level S of poverty as they get rich. Doing nothing. 75% of these are comparing apples to oranges. Where Chinese takeout is cheaper than a meal at a Michelin star restaurant. Higher quality goods have higher prices. Who ducking new? Live. Taxes, speeding tickets. In some places they charge you a lot of money if you get a ticket, and I think taxes depend on your income. Divorce settlements. Thanks for watching and be sure to subscribe to RedditQueen for the best daily content.